everyone. Welcome back to the Kamen Riders Reviews podcast. I'm Kachuri, joined by my 3 war podcasters. I don't know. What would have been funny is we should have dragged like Sean, Cat, Mike had like an 7 person podcast.
So in The Seventh Samurai by Akira Kurosawa in 1954.
Honestly, I'm pretty sure this is what if this was a reference to.
It is. It's the Seventh Senki, so it absolutely is.
Yeah. But Rider movies.
We're talk about Hibiki.
Yeah, I said my 3 friends: Frez, Second, and Rain. Frez was putting up a joint collaborative effort.
They're trying to, but it doesn't seem to be working.
No, don't you worry. We're getting here. We're getting here. You hang the fuck on, kids.
We're cooking. We're cooking.
Oh, we're cooking. Salt, second cooked. I'm just along for the ride. But where the hell did you go?
I just want second to know that if I had a drink right now, I would have done a spit take when I saw that image. That was fantastic.
Anyway, we're going to talk about Hibiki.
Hibiki!
Hibiki!
And the 7 Senki.
It works because there's 8 only in this film and not 7, so it works.
It also works because actually the full title of the television program is Senki Zesho Symphogear.
Ah,
yeah.
Hibiki and the 7 Senki he show Symphogear.
Symphogear, yeah.
Thank you very much. Anyway, this rules. Thank you. Second. So this motion picture. What a strange motion picture this is.
Yep,
there was a lot of motions and a lot of pictures.
Yep. So every year there's a Rider movie. I believe they started with Agato. I don't think Kuga had a movie. Usually we get an evil Rider. Usually in the Heisei period, the movies are self-contained in their universes. So, for example, Ryuki, the movie erases the last 6 episodes and gives a different ending. Same start of the plot. So, like if you watch the end movie, you know, a similar scene happens in episode 6 episodes from the finale, basically.
So they're like alternative continuities.
Some stuff like that. The Kabuto movie is an alternate beginning. It still has the Kabuto final form in it because, you know, that's when the movie came out. But it's a brand new intro. Characters are meeting each other for the first time. You know, epic battle in space. So this is there's a review that says it's all right. This is an alternative take on how Hibiki got his armed saber.
Yeah, and
because we really needed that, didn't we?
It's arguably better than that arc.
It is because it doesn't involve Mr. Kagura in any way.
Imagine if he was one of the 7 Senkis. You'd be like, "Oh."
I was suspecting it. To be honest with you, I was expecting him. I was expecting Korea. Thank God that didn't happen.
Yeah, so this was the first Hibiki thing that Inoue worked on when he took over as head writer.
And it shows.
It's kind of stuck in between, you know, the usual Hibiki and what they are trying to turn it into currently on the series. And while also being weird.
Did you just basically call this movie Kamen Rider Brunch? It's not quite breakfast, it's not quite lunch.
Sort of, yeah.
That's a good descriptor.
Hey, look, that's a new writer for Kamen Rider Gav, Brunch.
Yeah. Bake, brunch,
so
bitter,
anyway, Inoue here, yes. Inoue here is clearly a fan of Jaws, but they didn't seem to learn the lesson that when Steven Spielberg realized the shark looked like shit, he didn't show it.
Yeah.
I want to point out, so this movie starts where he, first off, hey, we got a Kamen Rider. He's on his bike. Anyway, this is apparently a giant dragon. We find out later on this is Orochi from ancient Japanese mythology. Frez, you played Dragon Quest III. So, you know, the Orochi from that same story sacrifice women to it.
Yes.
You know. But it's weird because like we get the scene that they're very much jaw scenes where it's like kind of stalking people and just randomly eating them from the wire, but like no one else feels this giant mass underneath to see or see it underneath this.
I mean, there's a difference between a great white shark and a giant myth dragon.
Yeah.
And
Jaws and Seadramon.
I feel like someone would have noticed when the first person got killed.
Yeah, but more of Kamen Rider victims.
Oh, the kill count in this movie is pretty high.
It is.
Yeah. And there's some brutal ways. I mean, they don't show the brutality; they imply it because it's for children. But
They show one of the brutal ways.
Yeah.
One of the villains gets a very brutal death indeed.
Oh, that one. Yeah. Okay. That's a little fucked up. It's not it's not visceral, but it's fucked up.
It's fine though because it was a monster, so it doesn't count. It didn't have feelings.
Oh well.
It sure felt that fire in its face.
It sure did.
Just as Hibiki felt this giant fuck off fireball right to his chest.
Yeah, no, silly.
Did I make a segue?
Yeah, no, good segue.
Yeah, good.
I see your Quantum Leap reviews have been rubbing up.
Don't talk to me about the Quantum Leap reviews.
Listen, Brain, I can't. If we spin that episode, I can't stop Mike. He's going to draft it.
I know, but at least Doctor Who's now over for the new season is over, so I've got a little bit of a breathing room.
It's over forever.
No. I'm gonna have to start fighting people real that say that because I'm getting so annoyed by this.
It's dead forever. It's going to CBeebies now.
Oh,
Source,
God.
dude, trust me.
No, that is actually they've put that up. That really is happening, but it's a different show.
No. They're going to show up to Netflix, and it's going to become Stranger Things 6. Dude, trust me.
I love how your first dude trust me actually is going to happen.
That's how I get you. That's how I get you. That's the credibility.
Yeah, the CBeebies thing is actually a real thing. But anyway, Kamen Rider and the Seven Samurai. I mean Senki.
Yeah. So we get this scene. Hibiki's fighting the Orochi. It's not going too hot for him. And Asumu, being a dumbass, gets himself in danger. So Hibiki has to block a fireball that fucks him over.
I can't believe that Hibiki was Piccolo.
Puts him in the hospital.
I do like the what's that wrestling move where you throw them on your back and then like drop them into the mat?
A suplex?
Yeah, that's basically what Orochi did to Hibiki. Was suplexed him into the sand.
Kind of, yeah.
Wait, he's not Piccolo. He's Yamcha.
But then, why didn't you dance?
And now your punishment for the rest of this movie is you get to sit here and read a goddamn book.
Well, and not just that. So Orochi, for some weird reason, is like, no, I'm no longer hungry. That was just pathetic. I'm just going to leave now. And that was, I would feel like I would worsen myself if I ate you right now, kid.
The worst thing about this whole subplot with Hibiki's in the hospital means we don't get much of Kasumi or Hinaka in this film.
No.
We get a bit of their past counterparts, but not the actual current Kasumi and Hinaka. And that's a shame.
We don't even see present Akira, do we?
No, she got shafted.
Where are all the women? Where are all the women?
Eaten by Seadramon.
Unimportant for this movie.
Madam, not
thank you, thank you, Head Writer.
And always writing.
You come to me with such a lack of femininity in this motion picture.
How much femininity? It just gets eaten by a sea monster.
I mean, this is the same guy who, around this time, I think, released that Kamen Rider 5's novel that turned. How do you pronounce the second writer's names? Like Kaisa?
I don't know who you're talking about, so I believe whatever pronunciation.
Well, so the secondary writer of 5 is the dick. He's a horrible person, and
everyone just calls him Kusaka, though.
Yeah,
I don't think anybody calls him by his writer name.
Yeah, he's a dick. There's literally memes of him doing evil face. I don't like. Let me see if I can't find one. Yeah. I posted in the Discord, but I'm about ready to share it here.
I mean, it can't be worse than the school. In fact, no, because the school guy's really cool. Yeah, that's an evil face. That is an evil face.
There he is. That's the guy.
But Inoue wrote a novel as a follow-up to 5 stories where he turned that guy into a pedophile rapist.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Thank you, no way.
Yeah. So he doesn't really write women. I told you about this because Sinful Gear and Kamen Rider Five had a crossover.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. Now I remember. Oh no. Why did you?
That's even worse now. Yeah.
No.
Mhm.
No. That's worse, right? You get why that's worse.
Yes.
The
Yes.
pedophile rapist in the same universe as a bunch of teenage girls.
Yes.
And Hibiki wearing that outfit. Oh no.
Yeah.
No.
But yeah, no. Inoue is hit or miss. Inoue also did Dawn Brothers, right?
Yeah. No. So that was a hit. Although there was some pretty dark stuff in Dawn Brothers too.
Yeah, I mean, only one like real written woman, and then another woman was the object of 2 different men.
Yeah.
You were also saying he had something to do with Rama 1/2.
He was the head writer of Rama 1/2 in '89.
You see, I don't know that Sean would know more about Rama than I do. I haven't messed with that. When it comes to Rumiko Takahashi, I know Inuyasha, which does actually kind of help for this.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Demons and Samurai. It kind of works perfectly.
I mean, Hibiki even does a wind scar at the climax of the film. Tell me I'm wrong.
No, that's a wind scar. That's more of a we can't animate Hibiki actually doing damage to this 3D model, so we'll do this instead.
I mean, I don't love it, but I think it's wild that we cut from Asumu reading the ancient account of Orochi's first appearance, and then we smash cut to a human sacrifice.
Yeah. Well, because that's how it was with any story of Orochi. He demanded that, a 16-year-old woman gets sacrificed every year or something like that.
Yeah, and this is Suzu, who is Akira's past counterpart. Don't need to seeing her, folks, because she's not in this film for more than 2 minutes.
Very unfortunate. She was
wild,
too powerful.
Yeah,
The film would have been over in like 20 minutes. She and EVP would have been too efficient.
This is the conceit of the motion picture, kids. That we're in. I don't know when we are. Feudal Japan times.
Yeah, I think it's 1586, which funny enough is actually the exact year that the Seven Samurai is set. So.
Oh, it's totally on the nose. Yeah, so everyone so it's ancient Japan, and so everybody in the show has an ancestral maybe ancestral. I saw one of the Letterboxd reviews imply that Asumu was just reading the story and imagining everyone he knows.
That's not a bad take.
Because he saw a guy with his name.
Oh, he just like me for real.
Do we want to talk about how there was an intro that's like, oh yeah, no, there's going to be 5 new riders in this movie. Here they are.
Yeah.
Drums.
And that's the only time we get anything music related in this.
Well,
it reminded me of the band Stomp. Well, the live show Stomp.
I know the finisher at the end, but can you really call that like a musical thing?
Not really.
Cool is what I can call it.
One guy had cymbals, one guy had a triangle, but still not really.
One guy had a triangle that sounded like a cowbell.
The triangle was crazy.
The Cavalone, it's happened! The prophecy has come true!
At long last.
You can't tell me triangle. You can't tell me that triangle did not sound like a cowbell.
It did. And you're telling me that for the movie, they had the opportunity to create any instrument they wanted for these new movie exclusive Oni, and somebody picked a triangle.
That sounds like a cowbell.
That's just insane to me.
You know what would have been
all
funnier?
The instruments.
You know what would have been funnier since it came up in the show? One of them was just using like a gym whistle. Just
yeah.
I could see it.
No. See, that's going to be Asumu's when he becomes an Oni.
It
Oh,
could be.
True.
Speaking of,
They got him playing the triangle.
Speaking of, I should probably bring up. We're not going to cover the Hyper Battle DVD anywhere else. There's a Hyper Battle DVD. It's like 14 minutes long. The disc animals talk to Asumu on how to become an Oni,
And we didn't watch it, so
and he becomes Hibiki, and then he becomes armed Hibiki, and then the movie's over.
Oh, you want to talk about disc animals? Wait until that fucking climax.
Yeah.
Animals? What the fuck? But if you want to go like sequentially, please.
No. I was just going to discuss the space of what happens in the Hyper Battle DVD. It's Asumu talking to the disc animals, and
I meant in this movie, not.
Yeah, we've done the Hyper Battle already.
Yeah. Disc animals. How are they turning into giant monsters?
I don't know, but
Because it's a movie, Kachiri.
because it fucking rules, and they should do
But-
this in the show.
But if you remember, in this show, like 20 episodes in, they revealed that before disc animals, they were origami. I
True.
would have seen origami turning that big. That would have been.
But I will not have you slander giant stone gorilla.
Hey, hang on. Who says that those discs aren't made of paper?
Those discs are definitely just discs.
I know. Okay. I know. But that was the previous writing staff. I mean, you want to talk about shit they forgot? How come the Onis can detransform and still keep their clothes in ancient times?
Because it's feudal Japan, and if they went naked to be executed, I think.
Well, they're going to get
And-
executed anyway because they're fucking.
Well, one guy is, yes.
Well, the same thing is there's not that many clothes makers in feudal Japan. Imagine having to go find a new set of clothes every time.
I'll be honest with you, that the whole clothes destroying thing was dumb anyway, so.
Yeah, they should just get rid
The
of
moral of the story
which
is
they did for the movie.
The moral of the story is, as the great Mystery Science Theater 3000 said, just repeat to yourself, it's just a show. I should really just relax.
Mm-hmm.
That is a wonderful mantra, especially for this movie and this show.
Dumbass
Hibiki.
fucking show.
In
This
general.
bizarre movie.
Ooh, it'll be okay.
Relax, don't do it. Good advice for anyone
So-
to Hollywood.
So the
No.
evil base is an awesome design.
Like it.
I love.
Yes.
Yeah, that was
I
cool.
wish they went into it for the climax of the fucking movie.
They
That
did
would've
one
made sense.
shot. They did one shot of the inside, and it was like already a budget nightmare.
It was underwater as well, so.
Yeah.
I mean, fucking model it as like a wooden room. That's all you gotta do. You have the door, and then you go inside. Oh, I'm inside. Oh, fighting. But instead, here we go. Battle on the beach. Whatever.
That's where they should have fought the Kitsune ninjas.
Do they ninjas? Jesus Christ!
That's what they are.
They are. Yeah, they are.
They're ninjas with Kitsune force masks on.
I'm not mocking you. I'm laughing at the idea that they put that into the climax of the film.
Yeah, why they have Kitsune ninjas, I don't know, but they do have Kitsune ninjas.
Because it's
And they have a
fucking
lot.
awesome.
That was like a lot of guys.
Well, you've realized it's like we now have 7 riders. Let's give them all something to do.
Gotta give them some mooks to beat up. Yeah.
Speaking of
Maybe
7
one of
riders,
those
then.
game.
Yeah. So
So
Kamen Rider Kabuki and his gallant recruiting his gallant squad to defeat the Dragon Lord. I mean Orochi.
So Kabuki's outfit's kind of cool. Makes him feel like a main character. He's definitely not going to turn evil at any point in time.
At least they remember to actually make him do the Kabuki hand movements for about 2 seconds.
When he feels like it.
When he feels like it.
Hang on, I got to get something here.
I do like how he does have like Kamen Rider Ichigo's colors, like because he's the first
that's
one that shows up.
Oh, that is Ichigo's. Yeah, red and green. Red and
I
green.
was thinking like he looks like Peppers. He looks like salsa to me.
I was thinking something.
Salt.
Completely different.
Salt, were you hungry while watching this movie?
No. Let second coat. They got a point.
This guy also kind of looks like salsa to me.
Oh, that's
but I
Yu-Gi-Oh.
understand the theming.
That's Flame Wing Man.
Yes, that's what I was thinking of with the color scheme. Flame Wing.
And he's like,
I see it.
That's a
asymmetrical.
Yu-Gi-Oh monster.
And now, having just had a pizza for dinner, I really kind of fancy some Italian food again. Good job.
So Kabuki can take his tuning fork and turn it into a sword. That was pretty cool.
That's cool.
Yeah, Kabuki's design is pretty good here.
Mm-hmm.
Don't get used to it.
Well, don't get used to any of these. Other than
Kabuki exclusive riders.
Yeah, because Kabuki gets brought back for Kamen Rider Dien's final form attack.
Of course he does.
So we haven't fully talked about Decade that much, but Decade was the anniversary season.
And they never went old characters for Decade series. Never.
Yeah. So Kamen Rider Decade normally transforms to primary riders. Kamen Rider Dien was meant for secondary riders. However, there's a Kamen Rider Dino movie starring Kamen Rider Dien, which is a weird thing to say because, like, that's one series. Like, imagine if, like, the 15th Doctor showed up in the Silence arc, and there was like an episode 6.5 where the 15th Doctor had to
don't give Frez fanfiction ideas.
Don't threaten me with a good time here, Jerry.
But that's basically it, because it's Kamen Rider Dien, who's a Decade rider, in a Dino movie going against a Dino villain. It's kind of weird, but anyway, he gets.
But it has a skull guy, and the skull guy's cool. So
yeah, well, the skull guy's from Kamen Rider Double. That's another series. Anyway,
I know. He still look cool.
Oh no, skulls.
They had a lot of suits. They really wanted to show off all of the suits that they spent a lot of money on.
Yes, because as I say, Japanese series like this never ever do like big resurrections and bring back legacy characters for anniversary shows. Why is Gokaija stabbing me in the side?
But before I forget, but the Dien final form, his whole gimmick is he has the power of all the evil riders from the previous movies, and so he summons all the evil riders. So there's like a mystery halfway through the movie, like, oh, who could the evil rider be? Could it be any of these other guys that kind of look dumb, or this really cool looking Kabuki guy? And it's like, oh yeah, no, Kabuki is one of the 8 riders that Dien summons. Yeah, so that kind of spoils it. You know.
Good job, you spoiled it for yourself.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
But past Asumi hates past Hibiki. We'll find out why later.
You
He killed his brother. He didn't kill his brother, but he killed his brother. So Ra, I hate you now.
Me angry.
He doesn't give him a chance to explain himself until the end of the film, because we would never film. But
I don't think he ever explains himself. I don't fully know. Like they probably talk about how it was a landslide, but I don't think they ever like.
There are different parts of this film that were missing from the cut that I saw, for sure.
No, you saw the actual cut, the cut they put on the Blu-rays.
Okay.
Yeah, no, there is definitely probably like 20 minutes of missing scenes from this.
There definitely is, because there's one of the writers, people like the rest of this team don't really like him that much, but it's never explained why. The guy with the kite.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like,
he's
here. Oh God, he's here.
There's also a random line where the thief Kamen Rider that they save from execution.
I love him.
One, we don't even actually see the full saving. Like, they show up, he bites the sword, breaks it in half, and then they throw a smoke bomb. Then it's the next scene where they're talking to the next recruit. Like, no scene bridging the two. There's no
Tiger Thief guy is the best character in this film. There, I've said it.
Yeah.
They cut a scene where he's sitting
triangle.
there. He's sitting there drinking a beer, and he's like, "Boy, that escalated quickly. I mean, that really got out of hand fast."
I have to say, I do like some of these scenes where they are recruiting the other Oni. So Pastor Buki shows up, and Pastor Buki is a feudal lord, but he's bored. So Kabuki like breaks protocol. It's like, how dare you do that? That's rude. They start fighting Kabuki. And they say, oh wait, enough. He just cuts the ponytail. He's breaking protocol. Get him. Then they start attacking Kabuki.
So good.
Oh, that wig looks so bad on him. By the way, after he cuts the ponytail,
It did.
Yeah.
Then we have totally not Senki, legally distinct character from Senki.
I'll test his Budic reflexes. I will throw a rock at him. It was a big rock.
It got me in the gonads. Ow.
No, but I love how this is about the same quality of earthbending as the M. Night Shyamalan Avatar movie.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
Boom! Got him!
Psychic damage. Ooh.
Hello, police. I'd like to report a murder.
I watched that movie with Kat. Oh, why did we do that to ourselves?
Yeah, you could have watched this movie instead.
Yeah, this is a much better movie.
And
Wow, yeah, actually, you're not wrong.
Equally
Low bar to
questionable
clear,
CGI.
I know.
You're not wrong, actually, with that statement.
Low bar to clear. The Kamen Rider Hibiki 7 Senki, 3 out of 5 stars.
Justice for Toph.
On my letterbox.com.
All the justice for Toph.
Toph was the best.
In the original series, yes.
So, get back into this.
We are, yeah. So these introductory scenes, I love Toki's, not Zenki, Toki's contact lenses. They're really good. Then we've also got the kite guy that just shows up.
Mm-hmm. We have the thief, we have the family man, and then we have just Todoroki.
That's a very weird cameo for Midori.
Just Todoroki.
That she's the wife of the farmer.
They actually don't explain anything about Todoroki. It's just Todoroki.
It's just there.
He's just Ken. I mean, he's just Todoroki.
Well, the thing is, it's like they're like, oh hey, there's Todoroki. It's like, well, what makes you different?
He was sent by Hibiki because Hibiki said, I can't join your little band of Oni because Asuma hates my guts. So he sent his apprentice or his friend Todoroki. And, yeah, I know it's stupid. Shut up.
I kind of wish they all had different transformation devices because it's like I think everyone uses a tuner, including imagine one of them had a flute. He could have also been.
Ibuki does have the his whistle, but that's about it.
Well, yeah, no, Ibuki and Todoroki still has their tools, but we find out that the family man uses a whistle. So instead of having his own version of Ibuki's whistle, he also uses the tuner.
Yeah. But I mean, these movie exclusive riders are okay. I mean, some of the suit designs are cool. The Tiger looks good. The Hawkman ripoff from DC looks good.
And then you have Toki.
Yeah.
What the fuck is wrong
with Toki? I also like the fact that they gave all the movie exclusive riders, instruments, and then they just gave Toki a big ass column. Just a big thing to hit things with.
Oh, it's gong. He has a gong.
Oh, he has a gong. That's right. Yeah, that's the stick to hit the gong. Yeah, you're right. But then he uses the gong a grand total of one time, then just hits things with the stick, which is bad. Is sensible.
Like a really big bat.
Toki gets a kill. Toki gets a kill in this film. Of all the riders you could have picked to kill the Doji or the Hime, I forget which one it is. I think it's the Hime.
The Hime,
yeah. You picked Toki.
Well, they also showed that the Doji and the Hime weren't pushovers, but it may have been a thing where Kabuki was protecting the Doji and the Hime.
They were cool looking, I have to admit.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, when they put on their masks, though, holy shit.
Yeah.
Good shit.
Those were cool designs overall. I wish they would show up at all in the main show. Yeah.
Yeah, why couldn't they do this for the rest of the show?
Because we had other writing staff previously.
We ran out of budget. We used
but
all
even
the
I don't think He-Man would have wanted to put that many layers of purple lipstick on.
I will grant you that, yes.
that was probably like 3 or 4 layers to make it that glossy.
Mm.
Yeah.
Past Asumu is still a piece of shit. So there's a thing where the 3 Onis just failed to kill Orochi. And everyone in the village is blaming the Onis. And Kabuki's like, Asumu, speak up! And Asumu's like, no.
Generationally.
He sucks.
Yeah, he still sucks. I will say right now that if Asumu would have spoke up in that scene, Kabuki would have thought twice about turning evil.
Really?
No, he wouldn't.
It's Asumu's fault that he turned evil.
No, it isn't. He's already turned evil.
A little here.
He's turned evil before the fight in the village because that's not a real fight. It's a stage fight. With the guy that totally isn't Bishop and Darkstalkers.
That's true. It's understandable though. Kuchiri just
He's on fire at the end of it. Yeah,
I understand.
Bishop and Darkstalkers.
The whole movie was Asuma's fault. I think he should have fixed it. I understand. Just blaming everything.
I just want to blame Asumu for shit. That's all I want to do.
6 degrees of Asumu not giving that lady that seat on the bus.
True. This is his karma.
Then we get a random scene in the present. There's no transition. It's like we get this scene of the Onis walking out of this village. And all of a sudden it's Asumu talking on the phone, checking in on Hibiki. And then it goes right back to the past.
Yeah.
Anyone else feel the whiplash from that?
I don't want to blame Inoue for everything, but I'm going to blame Inoue for a lot of that stuff.
No, you've got to blame him for everything. He wrote it.
I think
he just does like quick cuts. Yeah.
I think it is mainly to be like, okay, opening of the movie. Hibiki, oh no, Hibiki's hurt and he's in the hospital. And then we get the middle of the movie. Oh, by the way, Hibiki is awake now and he wants to leave the hospital. And so then we having established that, when we get to the end of the movie, we can be like, Hibiki's out of the hospital and ready to fight Orochi.
Yeah.
Yay.
So I guess this one is there.
I guess.
No.
To break up the hot feudal Japan action, I guess.
Honestly, you could have done this whole movie probably as the. I mean, you would lose out on Hibiki got his cool sword, but you could shuffle around some things here and there, make this a whole like alternate.
Honestly, yes, just stick with the feudal Japan stuff. That was better.
Yeah. Just go full in on making that a movie. What do you lose? What do you lose? Like 5 minutes?
Well, that and a lawsuit by the Kurosawa estate. But apart from that.
Yeah, that's why they had to insert all of those scenes. Like, just so you guys know,
legally distinct.
a little bit different. We are just different enough that you can't sue us.
Kurosawa did sue Sergio Leone when he based the first of his Dollars trilogy on the film Yojimbo and didn't seek permission. So,
well, there you go.
Kurosawa was notoriously litigious. So,
I love the scene in Yojimbo where the guy just pulls out a fucking gun. Like I'm like, oh, I'm watching the cool samurai, but what is that? A fucking pistol? What?
Yeah, that's the whole conceit of Yojimbo.
Yeah,
it's what Mitsurugi from Cell Calibur is based on, because his whole story is, I want to beat this guy with a rifle. Why have I just been shot in the shoulder?
And also, George Lucas definitely watched this picture.
I need this cool evil sword to beat this one guy with a rifle.
The arm thing. He just took the arm thing straight out of the movie.
He did.
Wild. So talking about movies that are not quite as good as Akira Kurosawa, Kamen Hibiki.
I think someone should have had a gun. That would have been funny. I think someone should have had a rifle weapon. But that's
I was waiting for that. I was waiting for that, but no.
Hibiki had a gun.
Yeah.
Oh, it's true.
I can only just get.
He just has the same weapon that he has, like in present time.
Just randomly out of nowhere, Toki just pulls out a 9mm gun, something that's not even from.
Yes. I would have thinking the power of Buddha and this gun I found.
Buddha only forgives 3 times. Bang bang.
That was a good line. That was a good line. I want to like Toki, but his costume just sucks.
They needed to work on that. It's kind of weird that they didn't use any of the other like Shuki or the other like previous riders that showed up.
Yeah, well, budget, I guess.
Oh wait. Were you here whenever we laughed at Shuki's mask?
Oh yeah, no, they weren't. But
I don't think I was.
They weren't here, but I hope they watched the VOD because it's really funny. The eye holes are not what you think they are. How can she see where she's going?
Yeah, I'm seeing it now. Yes. Got a little too creative. They wanted a mask that was distinct from everybody else, and in doing so, may have sacrificed some cool factor, similar to like Toki and one other
Yes.
movie writer. Some of those writers,
There it
they got too creative. I feel like.
That's
Yeah.
again, second. Guess where the eye holes are on that helmet? I'll give you a clue. You're wrong.
I assume it's not where the eyes are on the Oni face, and they're like off to the side under one of the.
Yeah, but the eyes are actually under that big gold decoration.
Oh, beautiful.
Rider suit woman.
Oh, in a way, you crazy bastard.
Anyway, speaking of weird faces, what's up with that random girl that has that weird face transition?
Nice transition. Yeah, so this is actually the main villain of the Fuse Japan section. It's a girl who's played by a 20-year-old at the time. She's now 40 years old, and this is the only Kamen Rider project she's ever been in.
I understand. Very understandable.
This like scarred her for life. Like, nope, not doing that again.
Yeah.
They should have done more with this character.
Well, this is the only character in all of Hibiki that disguises itself with a human face.
Yeah.
Like, there's other like this, pretending to be human and turning out you're a monster is something that all Toku does. Like, I mean, Blade did this a few times in the previous season. But it's like, why introduce this kind of monster now in Hibiki? It makes no fucking sense at all. Because it's not a Makomo, it's not a Doji, it's not a Hime, it's a brand new monster.
It's a thing.
New Writers PodChamp. New Writers PodChamp.
It's a thing.
It's a thing. Here's the thing is really also the only description that I have for it. Like,
You are so lucky I haven't got those images to hand.
And they
You are
never
so
do
lucky.
anything with it again, I
I'm playing
assume.
dice here today. Don't worry. Yeah,
It's a thing.
that's our final boss. Well, unless you count Orochi as
Question
final
mark.
boss. I don't know.
Well, I think Orochi is the final boss, but I think the metal thing is the main antagonist.
Okay, I get it. I understand. I understand why they did this, because they have already established Orochi is still active in the future, so the Seven Senki can't defeat that. But also,
True.
this is a Kamen Rider movie for children, and you can't have as downer an ending as so the 7 heroes who tried to fight against the evil failed, and it was up to the next generation, and they all fucking died.
I think they do beat Orochi off camera, but they don't kill it.
Well,
Because the page of the book is them celebrating. The last page of the book is the only celebrating. So after the page has been torn out,
up.
yeah, but no pages after that. There's a page after that. It shows them celebrating. So I think they beat Orochi, but they didn't kill it. I think it retreated.
Maybe.
Again, it feels like there was definitely more footage that was cut out of this film.
Because he just expects you to figure it out on your own and doesn't tell you anything.
Yeah.
And sometimes he does not give enough detail to do such
I usually like movies like that, but they have to be rich with detail, which this is not.
If you're looking for detail, you come to the wrong place.
But yeah, I think this baddie exists mainly so that the 7 Senki have something to beat up. And they do it spectacularly, by the way.
Yeah.
It takes 7 finishes.
But
they're all cool.
And gets the same level of explosion death.
Oh, speaking of explosion death, do we have more? Oh, well, we got more to talk
Well,
about.
I was just bring up. Apparently, this final boss, they did a toy line storyline thing, SICs, and it's called Kamen Rider Hibiki and the 7 Ogres, where this final boss shows up and becomes a toy. Well, you buy the toys, and it's like whatever, right? Apparently, this final boss comes back and becomes another version of Hibiki.
That'd be interesting.
Ooh, wow! Look at. Oh my God, that rules.
There's
Oh,
so much lore that you have to go off and like buy toys for.
Yeah. No.
This would have gone hard in the movie.
No, the SIC toys are insane. Like,
Elden Ring is into the chat.
The final
That's a really cool looking boss.
Yeah, no, the final forms of like Kamen Riders look so good in these SIC toy lines.
I've just realized I tried to mute my microphone and mute my speakers instead. It's like, why is everyone gone silent? Okay.
Yeah.
Give me 1 second. Let me try and, like, for example, well,
Pulling up toy pictures.
Toy pictures, yeah.
No, I don't.
Speaking of which,
while you bring that image up, we forgot to mention that Hitomi is going to be sacrificed like 3 times in this film.
Yeah,
and
somehow she gets sick from it. This is not a good image of it, but like, Frez, you're a fan of 01.
Yes, that was a good picture.
Dog?
Yeah.
Dog.
Dog.
This is so SIC does a line of toys where they imagine the Kamen Riders of how regular people will see them, and so
he kind of looks like a. What was the name? Who was the evil Hibiki in the first 01 movie who turned into a?
Another 01. You could just leave that another 01.
That guy. Yeah, he kind of looks like that 01 kind of reminded me of that guy, except that 01 looked way more demonic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Man, all these images are such low quality. Why?
Oh boy.
So Male Cluster Hopper.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Oh my God, shiny.
So Caliber has entered the chat. That's just Nightmare.
You can see that's his the Hopper caliber thing with.
That's Soul Edge. Yeah, that's just Soul Edge. But no, it's green.
But one of my favorite things is they imagined a final form of a third rider or fourth rider actually from a different season having a final form, and it's like one of the coolest toys I've ever seen. I gotta remember the name. Second, you wouldn't know the name of the club rider from Blade off the top of your head.
I haven't seen Blade.
That would be a no then.
Good luck.
Let me look it up real fast, and then I'll keep talking.
Google it without using the AI function.
I'm looking.
There's a lot of cool SIC like for all of the series.
Oh,
I think even Hibiki probably has some that are pretty good looking. They're also like really expensive though, and like hard to find if you don't get it on release.
Don't be daft. Second, Hibiki doesn't have merchandise. Come on.
You're right. You're right. Not merchandise for under $200, anyways.
True.
You can get that PlayStation 2 Hibiki game with slightly better graphics than the show.
That's
slightly better graphics than the show.
Weird.
So, in Kamen Rider Blade, their big thing is because they're based off of cards. Their final forms are king forms, and one of the characters never gets a king form.
You have my attention.
Why can I not make this bigger? I can't make this bigger. So
here's the same
problems
I have with this Beats thing.
So this is the fourth rider who's like a villain throughout Kamen Rider Blade.
Oh yes.
Oh my God.
As a king form.
That's cool.
Amazing. That's amazing. Also, Rain, it might be just a little bit too much information to hear about your problems about making things bigger.
Oh shit! Okay.
See what I have to put up with every weekend, folks.
That's not true. You had last weekend off.
True. Yes, I took a 3-week break because I was just burnt out from 8 weeks of Doctor Who podcasts.
I'm still burnt out from that finale.
Yeah, we'll talk about that when it gets to the plugs. Don't worry about that. Stop it! I am actually getting angry every time you say that now.
Anyway, so back to the movie, we find out that Hibiki was a blacksmith, and past Asumu's brother was his apprentice, and You know,
And that's the real reason why he died in a landslide. Wait, what?
yeah.
I don't think even it was a Mechambu attack that took him out. I think it was just a landslide.
Yeah.
Yep. Rain.
Yeah. Bad luck.
It
And
happens.
rain. Yeah. Definitely this movie has some pacing issues.
Do you think?
A little bit. There's definitely a lot of scenes missing. There's a random scene of people just getting murdered, and like,
No, that's not random. That's the frame Tiger guy.
yeah,
But unfortunately for Kabuki, because he's the murderer. Spoilers. There was a witness. It's Hitomi Hito, I think is what they call her in the past life, who then immediately passes out.
Yeah, and for some reason doesn't get killed by.
Gets back to the cave while being passed out. That's an impressive trick. There was definitely some footage missing there too.
For the sacrifice.
Yeah. Then the villagers tried to burn down a house with the Oni in it.
As it happens, I suppose.
Yeah.
And then they start fighting each other.
For all of like 5 minutes.
Then Hibiki says, "Quit it, guys."
He's like, "Oh, hey guys, he's his usual loose self. Hey guys, I got lost. What's going on here? Ha ha ha.
We're not your guys, buddy."
And then, as Kabuki tells past Asumu to go get help for Hiroi, he reveals his evil. He's gonna kill Hiroi because she saw his murder, but his murderous ways. But then, maybe you should have told him to dilly-dally a bit so you could have killed her. But oops, he's been caught. He was evil the entire time. What?
It was Kabuki all along.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, this plan's probably one of the dumbest evil plans ever.
It really is. I hate being an Oni, therefore I won't become a Makamu. What?
And the fact is, he does his whole quest. He collects all these Oni. Okay.
I hate Oni. Therefore, I'm going to gather all the Oni together in one place where they could band against me if my plan fails.
And then become Super Kabuki. Wait, no.
Oh no! Imagine if he was this whole evil plan from the beginning, he could have killed Ibuki and Toki during the first fight against Orochi. But no, he was still debating it. And then that's when Asumu didn't speak up, and so
because we've got to be samurai. we've got to be samurai. So the Senki survived to the final fight.
Yeah. So after this whole reveal and all this stuff, everyone's like, "Oh well, that sucks. Well, I don't want to do this anymore." And like the Tiger Oni's like, "Hey, I was told there's buried treasure. Who told you?"
No, that was out of nowhere. That
he's a weird fella.
That's how they got to come, I guess.
It's a typical second act. Oh no, it's the low point. The seven Senki have disbanded. Oh, all is lost.
No, the seven Senki are not disbanded.
Yeah, no, it's kind of weird. It's not a good thing, especially because he comes back later on like, I don't care if the buried treasure's a lie. I will follow it. I feel like there was a scene where like
there was definitely a scene where they tended to bury treasure that wasn't actually there.
But there is a hidden treasure though. It's a sword.
Thankfully, he does get to catch a sword with his teeth, and that was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Like when he's being executed, it's like, I have one last request. I would like to look up towards the sky and face Buddha. And there's like, right. And he flings the sword and he catches it with his teeth and snaps it in half.
Hey, guys, I'm going to go look for the buried treasure. I'll be back in a second.
Nope. Okay, I guess no.
I think the buried treasure was the telephone.
Yeah.
Maybe the real buried treasure was the phone calls we made along the way.
True. Maybe the buried treasure was the friendship that we formed with the other Oni.
Hey guys, I'm back. I found the treasure.
Yay!
Hang on.
I'm definitely expecting an initial load of any second.
I can show you this amazing treasure that I found. You won't believe
Was it a sword?
Was it a picture of Hibiki? Got there before you! Got there before you!
Thank you. I'm gonna use this to fight Orochi.
Yeah.
It's not working.
Stop me!
I found the treasure.
All of a sudden, Second starts a Let's Play channel and does Dragon Quest 3 to DHC, gets to Orochi, and instead of the battle, like the party, it's just that GIF over the party at the bottom.
Don't fret me with a good time.
So yeah, that was the treasure, the friends we made along the way. Also, this sword I found for Hibiki.
That gives me a power
This sword falls into the ocean and it's in the cave. How?
Something
They
got
found
cut
it.
out,
It's fine.
clearly.
Did a similar literally pick it out of the ocean in the
got
fight?
to it.
Rain. I'll
Yes.
explain later.
Yes. Yes. Also, it's just a film. I should really just relax. I get that,
But we have this whole scene where Kabuki's trying to kill Hibiki, and we have I guess Kabuki's girlfriend's a monster. He could just summon out of nowhere.
yeah, the samurai armor thing that he fought with but didn't fight with at the beginning of the film.
Yeah.
It was all a play, like Kabuki. Oh my god!
So
Oh my god!
Asamu's brother apparently tells past Mochi in a dream to go into this cave. And Asamu finds this sword that's a shitty made sword. And there's this whole scene where Kabuki thinks that Asamu's about ready to stab Hibiki. No, just gives it to Hibiki so we can have this really cool 2v1 fight.
And then the fucking, what are we calling it? The one that's not Kabuki? What is
Bishamon.
Bishamon? Oh my god, the way this thing gets taken out.
Freaking goes to try and bite Hibiki's head off, and Hibiki does his fire breath attack. The last time we are going to see that fire breath attack.
What a shame, because this was badass.
Her fucking head exploded!
Her head explodes. I guess it canonically is a she because he keeps calling it her.
Mm-hmm.
And then her head explodes, and then she crumbles to dust.
Holy fuck! This
Damn!
is hard.
Very cool.
Damn, son! Then he kills Kabuki off camera. Not damn, son.
Oh, this is.
Well, he doesn't get killed off camera. They get to fight. It's a really cool fight. The whole umbrella scene and hiding the sword and all that stuff.
Don't forget the part before where Hibiki falls off a fucking cliff.
Yeah.
And the giant fucking disc animals, which are still the coolest thing. He sends out a bird one that grabs onto Hibiki, but then Hibiki sends out a bird one and they fight in the sky. Holy fucking shit!
And then the blackbird gets a wing torn off, and then a giant stone gorilla turns up, and it's really kind of cool.
And then a giant fucking spider shows up.
Not quite.
No, the crab showed up again.
We had a crab, we had a stingray, but no spider.
Yeah, I'm making a really big.
I know. I'm trying to gloss over
yeah,
it.
this umbrella thing is sick as fuck. I'm surprised Hibiki walked this off. I thought this was going to be like.
It's a Kabuki parasol. He stabs him in the chest with it.
He doesn't stab him in the chest with it. He stabs the sword through it.
Through the parasol, yeah. But it's fine because he had another guy.
And Hibiki is fine for the rest. And
he doesn't bleed after this.
Hibiki's fine. Like, this doesn't phase him at all. You think this would like slow him down or something?
He just healed like Wolverine healing factor.
That's true. He probably heals really fast. This probably happens to him all the time.
Well, we have seen him heal fast in the show, so yeah. But that was the old writers, so maybe it didn't count.
It took an entire movie of feudal era flashback for him to recover from a fireball.
That was different.
That was a different Hibiki, though. This is past Hibiki.
Yes, they've gotten weaker over the years. That's why their disc animals are smaller.
Past Hibiki, who can heal instantly and also has a gun.
Yeah, Chad Hibiki.
Past Austin, technically it's not cheating, baby.
But no, so when Hibiki does the final hit on Kabuki and he unmorphs, he was cut down. That was like a classic like 70s samurai spaghetti drama, kind of way to show that he died.
So he's not shown to be dead, but he's dead.
He's dead.
I will buy that
makes
because he's
sense.
not mentioned it for the rest of the film.
Yeah.
It's not even like we should bury this guy. No, they just leave him to rot.
We're gonna forget about him. Yeah.
But the
Usually,
climax is-
like if this was a '70s like spaghetti samurai drama,
Yeah.
like Hibiki would have just started walking off, and the credits would have been rolling.
Yeah. Asuma says, "You did it, Hibiki. You defeated Kamen Rider Kabuki." And Hibiki's like, "Who?"
My job here is done. Anyway, the climax of this movie goes fucking hard.
It does. Kitsune ninjas.
Kitsune fucking ninja.
One with a red mask that never gets taken
shows
out.
up. Everyone shows up.
Yay!
Insane
Back.
outfits on the Doji Nihime.
The metal
fights.
thing fights. It's just peak.
Giant stone gorilla, number
Giant
one.
stone gorilla.
Giant Stone Gorilla. Somebody fights ninjas underwater and wins.
Yeah, well, he had fishes on his helmet, so he was meant to be a water rider.
He's a fish guy. He's a fish.
And he has
I am not a
symbols.
freaky fish guy. How dare you?
He also had symbols. Those things were symbols.
Yeah. They all have instruments. Toki's got his gong, although he just hits people with a stick. Again, good idea.
That one guy played the triangle. He played the heck out of that triangle.
He played the heck out of the cowbell triangle. Yes.
Oh my goodness.
We got cymbals. We got a long flute. That's also a staff.
I do like how the flute was a blow dart originally. Like that was kind of cool.
That's not getting past the census vote, dude.
Well, no. Blow darts would have been the kind of weapons they used back then, not an actual, revolver.
I know.
That's
still not getting past the census.
Why would blow darts not get past the sensors?
Because you got to zoom in, and when it hits the neck, poison. Yeah.
It's
Well,
I'm
just
joking.
imagine.
I'm joking. It's a bit. This is a bit.
But
They can do whatever they want in movies. To be fair, also
They can.
They can kill people. They can My understanding is that the threshold for violence is simply higher than the main show.
Kill
At
Bill.
least from
what's
all
your
of the
location?
Because-
movies that I've seen for Kamen Rider.
yeah, I mean, freaking Frez watched the real time movie where
that was fucking
bad
rules.
guy. Yeah, no, the bad guy literally kills like 10,000 cult members at once.
Yeah, you want to see violent films? Kill Bill Volume 1, Crazy 88 fight. Holy shit.
Well, yeah, no, but we're talking
Just
about
like
Kamen
Kamen
Rider
Rider
movies.
Hibiki.
Yeah, we're talking about Kamen Rider movies because kids aren't going to the theaters by themselves. They have parents. So
True.
they're
That's
for
true.
guidance.
So they can show blood in like a lot of the movies, or like the Vs and X or whatever they're called now.
Mhm.
But this is an insane final fight. It really is.
And it ends on the cliffhanger. Don't you just say cliffhangers?
Well, Sylvester McCoy certainly did.
Yes.
And forever.
So long story short, the final boss, that's the woman that turns into the giant demon knight thing, gets he has a bunch of like cool abilities, like he could turn giant. He was throwing Hibiki around, but all it took was everyone else to show up and start doing their sound attacks against them.
It took 7
Yeah.
finishes. That's pretty hardcore.
Power
It
of friendship.
rules.
It took 7 to
this
go
gun I
down,
found.
and then it got the
Yeah.
then
This
it's a
triangle I
type of
found.
explosion. Peak.
And then Orochi shows up, starts killing them all, and that's where the book ends.
No! It's not stop killing them all.
And what happens?
No,
They survived, Kachiri. They survived.
No, but here's the thing I want to know is
Here's the thing.
what happened with Orochi. Here's the thing. What happened with Orochi? Why hasn't he been attacking for like 500 years? I mean,
Oh, details.
but the book ends, and all of a sudden, Asumi gets a call. Oh, hey, Orochi's there.
Oh, hey, Hibiki is discharged himself in the hospital. He's not going to fight the thing that nearly killed him.
So what the fuck is Asumi going to do about it? Why call Asumi that Orochi's back? Like, what the fuck?
Hey, I know you're a 15-year-old boy, but could you get the sword for him?
I do like the scene where Hibiki gets the drumstick right in the nostrils.
Oh man!
Oh, God, and you can see like the fucking snot blow onto Hibiki. Ah,
That must have been painful for Orochi. Goddamn.
But the lucky Ichigo sound effect comes to play, and awesome. No, that's the someone.
Oh, is that the actual name of the sound effect?
Bring. I can't.
I apologize. I thought you were making a Yakuza reference.
No. It's the sound effect that was used for Ichigo and Nigo.
Okay, yeah.
The original two Kamen Riders.
I'm showing my ignorance. Please
no,
ignore me.
the screech. The screech. I can't. Fred, you know what I'm talking about, right?
But the weird thing is that
you just got done watching Shin Kamen Rider.
oh yeah, that was a pretty good movie.
Past Asumi, or rather past Hibiki, the sword gets knocked into the water. But present day Asumi finds it in the cave.
Yeah.
And wrapped up.
It's fine. It's fine.
So
it's
did past
movie.
Asumi go back into the waves after the battle to retrieve the sword?
A wizard.
Yeah.
Is he King Arthur? He's King Arthur, isn't he?
Yes.
Assuming it's Japanese King Arthur, we've solved the puzzle.
And he got it, and he brought it back, and he put it in the cave so that future Asumu could find it.
This is turning into a Doctor Who episode.
Nah. Written by Stephen Moffat.
Yes.
Hey, do not insult Moffat like that.
So the sword can somehow turn into the armed Hibiki form. So he turns into armed Hibiki
and kills Orochi, and that's the movie.
Well, no. There's a line where he's like, "Asumu, just watch." What the fuck else is he going to do?
He's going to throw a pebble at Orochi. It'll be really effective.
It was a big pebble.
It's a big pebble.
But yeah, okay, yep.
We were so close to Orochi devouring Asumu whole that we could have got Akira as the main character. God damn it.
Jesus. Anyway, Hibiki does the wind scar, and the day is saved. Oh, and we get, we get to see fun bits with the 7 Senkis at the end of the movie.
This took me out, this credit sequence. So for the most part, this is fine. This is fine. Right? We've defeated the evil. Now we're going to go our separate ways and enjoy our lives. And like, yes, thank you for your help. And they're not going to throw rocks at them or burn them out of houses anymore. Great. Then they say, okay, we should make an organization to help them, and we'll call it Takeshi because after this kid's brother.
Yay!
But that's not what took me out. What took me out was the end credit sequence showing what all the Oni got up to after the battle. So you've got Todoroki as a carpenter. He has the hots for Hideka's past counterpart. Tracks with real life, with present life. Good. The farmer gets to go home to his wife, who is Midori. It's the past version of Midori. Good. And Tiger Guy is back in jail.
Woo. Everything goes back to normal.
And I just laughed my head off when I saw that. I was like, oh, why? It's one of those things that you don't know why it's funny, but it's funny. It's just...
It's like
if I'd known about it. Yeah, if I'd known about it beforehand, it wouldn't have been funny. The fact it came out of nowhere just made me laugh. And Kite Guy is selling commemorative kites of the battle, I guess. And Toki has gone back to being a Buddhist monk, and now he's got followers, female followers. Because that's in the teachings of Buddha, I'm sure. And Hibiki is back to being a lord.
No, Toki doesn't have female followers. It's the Hibiki.
Oh, I'm getting confused. Sorry, yeah. Toki's got admirers at the Buddhist temple, but Hibiki's got some female followers now. And he's running back to being a lord because he kicked all his guards' asses, I guess.
Good for him.
He threw him out of the palace. And replaced them with hot Japanese women.
So, thoughts for this?
We cannot end on that line. Come on now.
We're that line.
Yes, we are. Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out. I think he wrote a horse in the sunset. There, I've saved it. Right. Carry on.
So this was I liked this motion picture. It has the Hibiki vibes of being kind of slowly paced. There's a lot that you can question about it, but it coheres. I like the freshness of we're doing the feudal Japan riff, and it has to be said the climax goes fucking hard. So this is a solid little movie. 3 out of 5 stars. I had a good time.
Right?
3 out of 5 stars is probably accurate. I'm
right.
probably in a similar boat.
You want me to go second because second doesn't have to go second. Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
I didn't hate this film. I didn't hate this film. There were bits of it that were actually quite enjoyable. The final fight goes hard. It really goes hard. I wish they did more with the metal antagonist thing. Like, it would be nice if we actually knew its name for a start. But I didn't hate this. The Toki costume is bad. The fact that Akira is barely in the film is bad. But I didn't hate this. So I think 3 out of 5 is probably a fair assessment.
Do you want to add more second?
Well, I guess it's third now, but yeah, I'll add my 3 out of 5. I really liked that it was like a historical period piece movie. I thought it was really good as like a fun historical samurai movie that had like Hibiki world building in it. As an actual movie, I don't think it was anything to write home about. It was pretty standard. Oni saved the village. Everybody hates them. We're gonna protect people anyways. So it was a perfectly normal Kamen Rider movie. That's
it is just the Seventh Samurai, but everyone lives. The samurai live at the end.
Yeah, it's a western, but Hibiki.
Well, they did make it into Magnificent Seven, so yeah.
Yeah, they made this movie into Magnificent Seven.
No. They made Samurai.
Hibiki and the Magnificent Seven.
No, what they're gonna do is they're gonna make a Sentai movie based on Magnificent Seven. There we go.
There's some Western stuff out there, but I want to rate kind of high, but at the same time I can't because of the pacing issues. So yeah, probably 3 out of 5 is the most accurate. Too much Asumu. Too much Asumu. Too little Akira.
Yes, actually, yes.
IGN rates this movie 7 out of 10. Too much Asumu. There's a
you can't spell ignorance, etc., about IGN.
There's a whole meme that IGN did a review of the game and it said too much wire for the reason why
I know.
7 out of 10. But
I mean, IGN, not to put too bad a point, but IGN also had a review where they couldn't beat the tutorial level of Cuphead, so and then based their review on that fact. Like, the Cuphead tutorial, this is obviously too hard.
Is that entirely accurate? I don't know if that's quite how that went down.
Well, I'm paraphrasing, but
all right. Well, you're
they couldn't beat the tutorial. That much is true.
But
a journalist sucked at the tutorial. This does not mean he deserves to die.
I didn't say that. Come on now.
No, you didn't, but a lot of other people fucking did.
Yeah, I'm not referring to those people. I'm just saying it was funny that it took the guy 18 minutes to beat a tutorial.
What a kerfuffle. Anyway, Kateri, what's next?
Yeah, we're going back to the main series. We left on the cliffhanger. I don't even remember what the cliffhanger was, but I'm sure
Senki was about to fight Shuki or whatever her name is.
Yeah.
Senki, who has no powers because if he fights, he'll die. He will absolutely fight in the next episode, won't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
He might.
Oh man, that reminds me of something, Kateri. That I can't think of it. My mind is like all greasy. You completely
railroaded.
I don't even know if he heard what I said.
Oh, did it remind you of something?
It reminds me of something.
It reminds me of something, but my brain is too greasy to think of it.
Oh, yeah. Don't you mean it's too blammy? No, okay.
What are you talking about?
Where can you find this lovely people?
Well, I don't even do that. You know I don't do.
Yeah, okay, but I gotta get my mind trained for it because it's funny. I do it here, and you're like, oh, yeah, we don't do that here. And then on Doctor Who reviews, is like, what? You haven't done it yet, Fresno? Oh my god.
Yeah.
No, it's because we're different shows. We have our different ways of doing things.
If I had something to say, but
It's like you have something you do different every Monday. Like
if I had something to say something about streams on Mondays.
Oh,
Yeah.
like Monday Night Fresno every Monday evening at 7 p.m. Eastern?
Yeah, like what is this crazy blue-haired person doing?
Oh, well, right now I'm just killing time until July when I got another event that I have in my implant. But last time I played a visual novel called This Magical Girl is a Bitch. But
Oh my goodness.
oh, this game fucking went hard. Holy shit. For a visual novel, it went absolutely fucking wild. I loved it.
This game is how Carrie happened.
Well, I don't know if I'd go that far, but it was wild. It was good shit.
And you're also trying a show with Sean and Mike, right?
Yes, Quantum Leap Reviews happens every other weekend now that Doctor Who is done. I'm like some people, I don't get to rest. But yes,
Deal with it.
we're doing that. We just did an episode that featured 90s sex therapist Dr. Ruth Westheimer. Very bizarre. And our next episode is going to be even more bizarre. The last season of Quantum Leap was fucking bizarre. But anyway, Ryan, what are you up to?
Okay, so we just finished the reviews, the podcast review podcast for the last series, the latest series. I'm not going to do that again. The latest series of Doctor Who.
I was like,
The last episode of the current series of Doctor Who. It was wild. A lot of people didn't like it. Billy Piper showed up at the end and made everyone scream. But we had a guest on that episode. We had our friend Mike. And we had a number of guests on for that series, including Second, of course, who were very kindly guested for the very first episode of that series. So what we're going to do is we're going to give each of the guests a pick for an episode for us to review. They don't have to be in the review itself, except if you might, because you get conscripted into it by Kat. But we're doing it in reverse order. So Mike's up first, and Mike picks Zagreus, which is an audio story to mark the 40th anniversary of Doctor Who. That's all I know about it because I'm going in blind. But Fresno knows what it is because they keep giggling like a maniac every time I mention Zagreus. So we're in for a good time next weekend, I think. I hope. I pray. And that's what I've been up to.
Speaking of being up to stuff, being up to stuff, I know usually Second isn't usually has something to say at this moment. But what's going on with you? What's been up with you?
I think you know what I'm gonna say, and it's gonna be quote unquote not much. I just use my time now to advertise other things. So interestingly, related to Hibiki, the CSM of Hibiki's transformation item and weapons has gone on pre-sale. If you guys are familiar with the difference between a DX plastic children's toy and a CSM sometimes plastic children's toy, the DX is ones that they like sell as like the mass market. If you want to be just like Kamen Rider Drive, you can buy his belt, and it's usually like $50-$60 plus like import fees if you're buying them from over here. And the CSM is like a much higher quality, if you will,
It's
version of it that's
quality.
intended for like collectors, yeah, and like adults, so it's made to fit an adult and not like a 10-year-old. And they're usually much more expensive. So if you want to take a guess at how much it is for a full set of, so it's Hibiki's tuning fork, it's his disc animals, it's his like little belt that he has with the drum face on it, and I think, and his Oni sticks. Unless you already know. I was going to say, if you want to guess how much it is.
$10.
No.
It is more than $10. If you want like an over-under, it is over $100. But
Yeah,
less
I
than $1,000.
I'm going to go on and say it's probably $179.
All right. Any other? I won't drag it out.
My serious guess is $300. My series goes to 300.
I guessed that first like 5 times when he talked me over. But I want that on the record. Okay, second, what's the price?
It is before like import and shipping taxes and conversion rate with what the yen is right now. It's about $500 to own a set of Hibiki's weapons and transformation items.
So I'm closest, but I don't think
that was a fun.
I was 200 off, so I don't feel that good.
Reigns, Fred said first.
I won. I get to play Plinko on the Price is Right.
Did you say 300 as well? Oh, because I've got 299. I'll say 299, and they'd be fair.
No, but that's crazy because I remember when the Blade CSN came out like 10 years ago, and it was like $200, and that was like you got one of every single card, and there was like 180 cards for some reason, even though it's a 52 card deck.
Yeah, $500 is insane.
It's for really hardcore Hibiki fans. So that's all I have going on is thinking about that. What's up with
Hibiki fans?
I mean,
no such thing.
Not much is going on with me. I'm trying to get back in streaming. I just haven't been streaming that much. No, we were going to do a Yu-Gi-Oh thing, and then the audio got messed up, so we still need to do the Yu-Gi-Oh thing.
Yeah.
I might commission some artwork.
Ooh.
Not commission. Ask you for artwork, and then.
Yeah, sorry, you're not getting paid or anything like that. Second, sorry.
No. It's an inside joke between Second and I.
He'll pay your exposure. It's fine. It's fine.
No. So Second helped me out with that theory that was way off the mark. It
was a good theory, though.
No. Here's how Kachiri can still win.
He can't still win.
No, the fact of the matter is they made Belinda a literal nobody character and then erased her story and then gave her a story that just makes no sense for the character from before.
Here's how Kachiri can still win.
So what you're saying is one of Belinda's erased housemates becomes the Valier. Got it.
Oh god, that whole finale was a mess. You know, you want to know what's the most heartbreaking thing about that finale? Was my roommate randomly asked me, "Did you know he was doing? I don't want him to go." Don't tell me the
roommate spoiled it for you.
No. We were watching together, and so I didn't know. Like I looked at Facebook like 5 minutes before it happened on the screen, and someone on Facebook mentioned it was happening, and then like. 1 minute. It was 1 minute before that where my roommate was like, "Oh, I don't want him to go. I liked him."
I see the point.
Yeah. No, that was. I don't know. Soured me. Anyway, speaking of that being, well, I guess it's still soured. We're going to be back with Hibiki in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, the second conclusion to Shuki, or whatever her name is.
Well, I mean, I haven't seen the episodes, but I can tell you what's going to happen to Shuki. But we'll
don't.
catch you guys.
You won't have a podcast if you do. So don't.
I mean, Fres has heard me talk about female writers now. Fres can tell you what's going to happen to Shuki.
Oh boy! I love it here.
Anyway, so we'll see you guys next time. All the links are in the doobly-doo. Catch you guys later.
Bye-bye.
See ya.
Bye.